A very common question that is asked is how hard is the CFA exam? Now, there are various ways to look about it or look at it. You can look at the pass rate. You can speak to different candidates. You can speak to learning providers and ask them very simply how hard is the CFA exam? Well, let's break it down for you. Let's talk about CFA level 1 and the overall structure. Now, the CFA exam level 1 is completely MCQ based. You're selecting 180 MCQs over a period of 4 hours in 2 sessions. Sounds easy. The problem is when you have 10 subjects, you need to prepare for an odd 5 to 6 months, have a good revision plan, practice adequate mocks to sit for the CFA exam. One way to look at it, like I said, was the pass rates. The pass rates last year haven't been too fancy, with pass rates between 20 to 30% globally. Now, for level 2 and level 3, this year the pass rates have gone higher. A lot of reasons to it, a lot of justification behind it, but let's try and break it down. So let's talk about the marking scheme first. Previously, this CFA was marked on a percentile system. So you firstly had to do well in all 10 subjects. If you did very well, there was a top percentile taken. So if it's 70 percentile, top 30 students, the top 30% of the students pass. Now we've moved on to an average passing system wherein a 10 subject average is taken and that average has to be above a certain benchmark. If you're above the benchmark, you pass the exam. If you're below the benchmark, you fail the exam. This has contributed to a very frizzy pass rate, but now with people adapting to the new system, the pass rates have gone higher and higher. A very common mistake people make and consider the CFA exam to be tough is ignore subjects such as ethics. Ethics can be the most scoring papers, but practice is required. A lot of candidates just choose to read, do a few illustrations or practice a few MCQs behind the textbook and think that's adequate to pass the exam. Absolutely not. The CFA body recommends 300 hours of studying, which includes not only your tuition and videos, but also practicing on the LMS or on whatever platform that you like to practice on. So practice is key. The more you practice, the easier the exam becomes. Another mistake, and this is especially for Indian students, a lot of us have been habituated till 10th, till 12th about learning a concept and writing it down in the exam. Well, when you talk about professional exams such as ACCA and CFA, the focus is on the practical application of the concept and not rote learning. For example, if I learn about inventory, okay, if I know about FIFO and LIFO, I can understand the details of FIFO and LIFO. The Indian education system will ask you to write down FIFO, LIFO, and maybe do a sum on it. The CFA exam will give you a situation such as if inflation is high, would you select FIFO or LIFO? That's when you need to apply knowledge. So it's critical that you select the right learning provider or you understand concepts absolutely to the core so that once you understand the concept, application shouldn't be a problem, and that will lead you to pass the CFA exam faster and on the first attempt. So to summarize what we've discussed today, first is the marking scheme, second, practice is key, and third, a practical approach. If you follow these 3 methods, the CFA exam shouldn't be tough. Choose the right learning provider, practice well enough, ask your doubts, please ensure to be practicing mocks. If you're confident in a mock, when you walk in the exam scenario or when you walk in the exam hall, it just becomes a little more easier. If there are any specific questions that you have with respect to CFA, feel free to give us a call. We'll be more than happy to entertain you and solve any doubts that you might or may have. If there's any video that you'd like us to do with respect to CFA, ACCA or any other financial course or topic, drop a comment. We'll be happy to do a video for you. Please like, share and subscribe if you haven't. And yes, thank you.